It is Spooky Day. Welcome to the Halloween edition.
I've been waiting
of
to push
Litter
that button all week.
Media Live. He has. He's been practicing. He's learned where it is. Mm-hmm. That's the blue one, right?
Right there.
Yeah.
That blue.
Is it this one right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks to our friends at Rodecaster for the built-in spooky
music.
All right. Welcome to the program. It's the last day of October, and of course, November begins tomorrow, and soon the election will be done, and we can move on with our lives. Seemed to kind of go into play there.
Just fit right in there, no matter where we go. Yeah.
With Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. Mr. Glandon over to my left is Aaron Hand 2.
I was about to ask if I've been promoted from Mr. Hand to Mr. Glandon, which is actually my name.
Yes.
But then you said Aaron Hand.
He doesn't have an identity. He's
Aaron Hand 2.
Aaron Hand Glandon.
Yes. Let's get on with the program. We've got news to share with you, but we're going to start with our forecast, and it might be a little frightening today.
Oh, windy and some rain possibly coming in this afternoon and evening, and that might play a role with the trick-or-treaters tonight. We are going to still be mild temperature-wise, 75, but then sunny and cooler tomorrow through the weekend with highs of 65 and overnight lows of about 38.
All right, so if you're out and about with the kids, make sure, and if it's raining and those kids are out and about, extra caution for those of you driving. So, because it's difficult, especially in the rural areas. I remember coming home late from the radio station a few times and going through the Huntington Hills. Cars were stopping at every rural home along the way. Not everybody can go to a community for trick-or-treat.
Right.
And so make sure that you, again, proceed, but with caution. Make sure the kids are safe. All right, coming up, a look at news. But first, Scioto Valley Dumpsters, they have the Halloween colors. The orange dumpster, of course, you see in the print there, Scioto Valley Dumpsters in black. 740-253-8389. If you got something to put into a dumpster, you need a dumpster. So call Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And you can see all of the athletes that we have had this year already on our website, littermedia.com. And while you're there, you can follow along with some of the stories we'll be sharing with you today, including our social media links. All that stuff is available on littermedia.com. You're up.
Okay. Talking earlier about trick-or-treat tonight, many of the communities, including Chillicothe, have their activities tonight. And local health department put this safety tip out there. You might, for an idea, have kids carry glow sticks or flashlights. Use reflective tape or stickers on costumes and bags, and wear light colors to keep kids able to be seen by the drivers out there. Most communities are doing their trick-or-treating between 6 and 7:30 or 6 and 7 tonight, depending on where you are. But just be careful out there with the kiddies tonight. Adena Health and Shawnee State University are banding together in a new educational partnership that will help meet a growing demand for healthcare professionals while giving those interested in a healthcare career a leg up in securing future employment. The two organizations are expanding on their existing relationship in a new endeavor to establish an academic campus site for Shawnee State's College of Health and Human Services inside Adena's Packard Medical Education Center in Chillicothe. Exploring nursing and radiologic technology first, then the initiative has the potential to offer education and training in about a half dozen healthcare professions.
The Chillicothe and Ross County Public Library has announced its partnership with the Ross Correctional Institution to expand the prison's library collection. The Chillicothe-Ross County Public Library is one of 16 libraries to receive the American Library Association Building Library Capacity Grant for the service of incarcerated persons. The $10,000 grant funded the purchase of fiction and nonfiction book titles, catering to the diverse interests and educational needs of those incarcerated at the prison.
I wonder if that's the same grant that Andy Dufresne got for his guys.
I don't know. Shawshank Redemption came to my mind when I saw that picture.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, here's Courtney. I think that must be a warehouse out at the RCI where they were bringing that big stack of books in that you saw in the earlier picture. It's comedy night on Friday at Majestic Theater. Killer Beaz, B-E-A-Z, live. I think this guy has performed on the Country Music Channel. He's been down at Nashville, the Grand Ole Opry quite a bit. So that's coming up Friday night at the Majestic Theater in Chillicothe. Ohio University Chillicothe will present the Dineh Tab Dancers from Albuquerque, New Mexico, as they perform traditional dances of the Dineh people on Thursday, November the 7th at 1:30 p.m. at the Bennett Hall at OU Chillicothe. This is free and open to the public. They'll also have an Ohio history-related presentation on General William T. Sherman and his role in peace treaties through the Indian Peace Commission that ran between 1867 and 1868.
Sherman, that's one of
Aaron's
mom's favorite.
Yeah.
Yes. How does an owl sound?
Hoo, hoo.
An owl.
Hoo.
Yes. You can join the Ross County Park District on November 7th at 5:30 p.m. It's an evening all about owls. Don't miss your chance to hear from Midwest Falconry and get an up-close opportunity to meet the feathered friends. Local owl expert Bob Scott Placier will also be leading an educational workshop geared towards kids and adults of all ages in the evening with a special owl prowl hike where you'll be able to listen and look for those who are hooting in the dark in the park. Guests will meet in the main parking lot before walking to the shelter house on Redburn Lane there in Chillicothe. It's free and open to the public. That's who.
Ooh. If you're traveling, we've been telling you about some of these road projects earlier in the week. Resurfacing continues on many state routes in Ross County, including Route 28, 207, 372, 772, and 104. They hope to get all of that done here probably in the next couple of weeks.
And they're continuing with the resurfacing on 772. They're almost up to Huntington schools. And when they get there, that'll be done. So I'm guessing maybe by tomorrow evening. That would be my hope. By November of 2024 will be the completion date there. Coming up, a look at sports. We've got a lot of football to share with you, some baseball and volleyball and soccer. Details are just ahead. Haynes Total Health Care Center, serving chiropractic needs, physical therapy needs, and nutritional needs since 1974. You're Adena math there, Mike. How long is that?
I didn't hear what you just said. I was tuned out.
50 years.
Thank you. There's some Adena math. 50 years for Haynes Total Health Care Center. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it'll take you to hayneshealth.com. Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Our financial lives have never been more complex, and some decisions just can't wait, which is why our K&B Mobility app gives you instant access to the financial tools you need wherever you are. Get a clear picture of all of your accounts, check your daily transactions, receive account alerts, and much more. So no matter where you are or what you are doing, you can make the best decisions for you and your financial goals. Download our Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
We start sports off by saying goodbye. Not us, but to Scott Bartholomew. As head football coach of Chillicothe High School, caught up with Bart yesterday, had a chance to talk with him on the phone and everything, wishing him well. And he spent 3 years at CHS, but man, he has been a part of 428 football games, either as an assistant coach or a head coach. And that doesn't include his playing days at Wilmington or Tays Valley as a player. But great individual. I hate to see him leave, but I understand. Time to ride off into the sunset. Watch his son and his team up at Olentangy. But the search is underway for a replacement for Coach Scott Bartholomew. And you can read more about his history right there as well. It's all involved in our story at littermedia.com. Also for you, the Litter Media Game of the Week. Our preview show is coming up here in just a few minutes at 12 noon today. We'll hear from Coach Corey Dye and his thoughts on the season and getting ready for Purcell Marion, who comes into this contest with a 500 mark. Details are coming up with the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show.
Turning to the scoreboard at littermedia.com, big night for the Chillicothe Cavalier boys soccer team. Regional semifinals, they shut out Steubenville 5-0 and will advance to play in the Division III Regional Championship Sunday at 12 noon against Columbus DeSales. DeSales scored late in their match with Watterson on a penalty kick. I think it was 2 minutes or something like that. Tied it at 1. Then they went in. It says PK, but we've changed that on our actual score page to shootout because that's the technical term to use in the tournaments, shootout in the overtime. You go 2 overtimes, you can't get it done, you got to have the shootout. And DeSales won it by a score of 2-1. Is this the first time ever for Chillicothe boys in the regional finals in soccer?
I don't think for the regional finals.
That's one step away from the final.
I may be thinking of the girls' soccer team. The girls' soccer team did play up at Upper Arlington one time in a regional contest, but I think this might be the furthest the Chillicothe boys have ever been.
So some possible history there for the Cavs
absolutely
on Sunday.
I'd like to see them win Sunday, and we'll make a trip wherever they're going next week.
Division 4 regional semis, Wheelersburg was a winner, and in Division 5, Minford advanced with a win as well. Turning over to volleyball, Logan, they've had a tremendous season over there in Division 2. They just happened to run up against the number 1 ranked team in the state in Anthony Wayne, and they shut them out 3-0. Caldwell did likewise to Portsmouth Notre Dame in Division 7, and it was Strasburg Franklin needing 4 sets to beat Racine Southern.
One of the most athletic bands I've ever seen was Mad Anthony Wayne. This would have been the 1970s. They had these like Patriot-type uniforms. But they were made out of some type of spandex. And, I mean, they would bounce around, jump, and they would go into like a mode onto their knee. And while they're playing, they would just suddenly pop down to a knee. It was amazing to watch them perform.
You couldn't do that today, probably.
Could not do that today. Well, I could go down.
You just wouldn't get back up.
Is the other situation, yes.
Here's what's on tap tonight in high school regional volleyball action over at Logan. Division 5, Wheelersburg plays Union Local, followed by Adena St. Trace. At Heath in Division 6, Nelsonville York against Marion Pleasant. South Webster against Gallia. Division 4, it's Warren taking on Meadowbrook. And in Division 3, Bloom Carroll is taking on Tiffin Columbian. There's an N missing there, but if you're looking at our scoreboard now, it's there.
That's Garraway, not Gallia.
Did I say Gallia? I'm sorry. Yeah. Sugar Creek Garraway in taking on South Webster. Yesterday, the Southern Ohio Conference announced their all-conference boys and girls soccer teams. Division 1, SOC 1, Player of the Year was Wesley Neal of St. Joe. Defensive Player of the Year, Christian Toppin, I believe it is, of Valley. Co-coaches were Jason Clater of Western, down in Pike County, and Jacob Perry of Valley. Wheelersburg swept the top honors in boys SOC 2. Nick Sylvia, Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year was Braden Bird. And John Estep, remember John? Former baseball coach? Now he's the soccer coach, and he's the Coach of the Year. SOC girls, there's only one division there for soccer. I believe that's Ryan Rochford of Northwest as the Coach of the Year. Lexi Conkle of Minford, Player of the Year, and Co-Defensive Players of the Year, Minford's Maggie Reisner and Laney Greenhill of Wheelersburg.
On to the professionals. It's basketball, 134-110. Cavs take care of the Lakers.
I bet this felt good.
Yes.
Beating LeBron and Bronny.
Yes. I think I saw one of the I can't remember if it was on Facebook or if it was on Twitter. And basically it was, what's the kid's name? Mitchell, who's the big scorer for the
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell says, thank you for your time, but this is my house now.
Yeah. And they're 5-0, the Cavs.
Yes, they are. And the Blue Jackets picked up a win. Not only did they get a win, they got a shutout yesterday over
New Jersey.
The New Jersey Devils. I thought it was the Islanders they were playing.
It could be. This is what they provided on X last night. You couldn't see the icon.
Yeah, that's the Islanders. That's the Islanders icon. Yeah, when the Yankees went up 5-0 in the World Series, I flipped it over and thinking I'm going to get the Cavaliers. Well, the Cavalier game was done already, so the channel was then showing the Blue Jackets, and they had 1-0 with like 7 minutes to go, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stick through this and see what happens. And Elvis was in goal last night. He was fantastic. Might have been his first career shutout. But, man, he looked exhausted afterwards. They talked to him in the postgame. Dave Metzel was talking to him. And I don't know the story behind the donkey hat, but he was wearing the donkey hat last night. Okay. It's something that the Blue Jackets do. Blue Jackets fans, you could probably explain what the donkey hat is, but I don't know if it goes back to the player who was killed in the accident here this past summer. Yeah. For whatever reason, it seems like those are linked in some fashion.
Did Elvis get a peanut butter and jelly for a shutout?
No, but I think he was slicing up some bananas to get some potassium back in his body. World Series Game 5.
Bye, Yankees.
The Dodgers. The rich guys on the West Coast beat the rich guys on the East Coast in Yankee Stadium, where the outfield looks like Times Square because of all the billboards they have out there. But there, I was happy for Freddie Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he hit that grand slam the other night and then hit another home run the next night, I said, he's got to be the MVP.
Absolutely.
It couldn't be any easier than that. But congratulations to the Dodgers. Going into the World Series, do you realize the Reds were 7-3 against those two teams this year?
I do.
And didn't they sweep the Dodgers?
They did. And the Yankees. In New York City.
In New York City. New York City.
First time that a World Series deciding game that the team fell behind by 5-0 won.
Yeah.
And that's what they were down 5-0. The Dodgers scored 5 in an inning, got behind again, and then came back and won it 7-6.
I kept thinking to myself, Aaron Boone looks like somebody, and I couldn't place who it was, and last night it hit me.
Aaron Boone?
Yes. Looks like
Aaron
Pete
Boone?
Ruby, Huntington
I
superintendent.
don't see the resemblance.
They're not the same height, but
What are you trying to say?
they look like each other.
Okay.
Yes.
It's on him, Pete.
Put Pete in pinstripes, and I bet you'd see it.
Okay.
So,
Aaron Boone.
coming up, this station history, we dial the clock back to
15-17.
Details next.
Online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com.
Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is your trusted comfort advisor. You will find them in several locations here in Southern Ohio. Their territory ranges all the way over to Athens, over to Dayton, down south to Portsmouth, and all the way up to Columbus. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to AccurateHVAC.com. This date in history.
1517 in Wittenberg, Germany. Martin Luther, who is a priest and a scholar in the Catholic Church, approaches the door of the castle church in Wittenberg and allegedly, now for many years it's believed he actually nailed a piece of paper to the door, but some scholars believe, no, he just sent it to the church. Well, the 95 revolutionary opinions that would begin the Protestant Reformation is what he has sent in. In the thesis, Luther condemned the excesses and corruption of the Roman Catholic Church, especially the papal practice of asking payment called indulgences for the forgiveness of sins. And the Protestant Church is started. Martin Luther had no desire to leave the Catholic Church. He just had these grievances that this isn't what the Bible teaches, so that's how that all started back in 1517, which the 500th anniversary of that was 7 years ago.
Yes. Not long ago.
Martin Luther. Been around a long time. He's teaching.
Coming up at the top of the hour, we will have our next program, which is the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show, getting ready to set the table for Purcell Marion coming to Paint Valley. Not only that game, but we'll take a look at some of the other games that are taking place and take a look back at Week 10 of the football season as well. That's all just ahead here on another edition of Litter Media Live.